Show me that you want, yeah. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you. She done came on in riding on a high horse. She was wearing a red dress. She was smoking, of course. She was asking me where can she get a 3-course. I could tell she really needs some help. I told her I'm about to go to town myself. Oh, here we go. I done showed her around town. Now she knew. Now she follow to the motel. She said no kiss and tell. If you do, you go to hell. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Here we go, here we go. Rodeo, now you know, now you know.
Saddle up like I'm ready for it. Got my boots on and they dug in. Range classes if I'm racing through. Tuck close on my jockey-ish. Finish line, my only destination. How or when we may figure later. Let the wind grace me while the legs move. Getting to it, call it getting through it. Faster, baby, no slowing down. Gaining on them, trying to pass them now. Old self, who I'm talking about. Lapper, man, no mercy either. Consequences gotta feed the eagle. Stripes on me, I don't fear the jungle. No pride with me, yet I'm still respected. Big cat, they ain't fucking with me. Slaughter gang if they
Show
ain't
me
try.
that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Here we go, here we go. Rodeo, now you know, now you know.
DJANGO, the D is silent.
Show me that you want, yeah. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you. She done came on in riding on a high horse. She was wearing a red dress. She was smoking, of course. She was asking me where can she get a 3-course. I could tell she really needs some help. I told her I'm about to go to town myself. Oh, here we go. I done showed her around town. Now she knew. Now she follow to the motel. She said no kiss and tell. If you do, you go to hell. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Show me that you want it. Show me that you need it. Show me that you want me. Show me that you need me, oh. Here we go, here we go. Rodeo, now you know, now you know.
Saddle up like I'm ready for it. Got my boots on and they dug in. Range classes if I'm racing through. Tuck close on my jockey-ish. Finish line, my only destination. How or when we may figure later. Let the wind grace me while the legs move. Getting to it, call it getting through it. Faster, baby, no slowing down. Getting on them, trying to pass them now. Old self, who I'm talking about. Lapper, man, no mercy either. Consequences gotta feed the eagle.
We are in this thing. We are in this thing. What's good, YouTube world? Man, made it again. We are here at, once again, I always want to say the top of the morning show. I be having flashbacks, dude, I swear. It is not even morning, y'all.
For some people, it is the top of the morning. Yeah,
all the African people that's out there, especially the UK people, it is morning out there. So let me take that
some
back.
People in Las Vegas right now waking their game up.
Great rising to all of you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. You just tuned in to the Hitmaker Society or HMS Network. We are the Royal Flush Crew. It felt good to say that, all right? We're the Royal Flush Crew, and we come with a lot of us, a plethora of great and talented individuals. I am yours truly, Cedric Blickman. They call me Blic. We got Freshmayne Gouda sitting here chilling like a villain, but he's not stealing, I promise. We got Spiritual Lex in the house, and we also have Spider Goddess. We got Love Always, Empress, and then we got HMS Casting. That's just some group, some little singer group on BIGO. But yeah, today we're having a blessed day, man. I'm having a good day. I've been cruising through trials and tribulations, but we are definitely pushing. We're definitely pushing. I see you in the house, J Rich, gang. But today we've been going on this journey. This season 3, we've been taking it up a notch, and we're going in. Last week, if you guys tuned in, we were talking about astrology talk. Man, I felt that went real good. That was smoother than I thought. People had a lot of questions. It went quick. Definitely letting you guys know different aspects spiritually that you can be able to tap into. This week, y'all ready? Let me turn the music down a little bit. This week, we going in. We gonna go in another notch, something that people definitely have taboo about or don't really kind of go into. We'll be talking about tarot cards today. Let's get at it. Let's get it. We got the new clapping. We got new people in the studio. We were able to afford to pay 3 of those people, so we're good. Bless ball.
I see y'all out there.
We see you out there. Don't ask me for another check, but we got you on this one. But yeah, so this is one of our favorite topics, one of mine at least, I would say, because it was a lot of things that happened that caused me to come into the relationship to be able to see tarot cards as even a form of anything. I was I would say super religious when I grew up. To where I was just thinking that most things will only come from one direction or one angle, and that's it. But I was able to see through my prophetic gift, being able to pray for people and do certain things, that I was able to see that there's other energies or other things that you can actually tap into that can actually guide you and lead you and help you with your life. So that's how I got introduced to tarot cards, and it was crazy because I was fighting and kicking and screaming the whole way, but the relationship between me and source of all things had just opened up so much to where, hey, it was something that was definitely in there. And through it, I've been able to see a lot of things. We're going to definitely talk about it today just lightly. It's something real light that we're going to be talking about today just to give you guys an idea. We're definitely not, some of us on here are tarot readers and stuff like that, but we're definitely not trying to push just like a certain type of way on you. We're just letting you know what different things are out there, so you might be able to want to dab in there. I definitely would say make sure your spirit is on point before you dab into any of this stuff, because like I said, this is 3rd season. It's getting a little hectic. How you feeling, Freshmayne Gouda? How you feeling up here with the fresh new dew? I see you out here.
A little bit of sauce, man. Something like marinara. I'm telling you, boy.
I can't even peek with my head. If I show you this, bro, I'll end the show right now. Don't even play with me, bro. I can't even do this. But we working on my edges. I'm working on my edges.
So you trying to get them right?
I'm trying to get them right.
Okay.
I see you out here. It seems like your hair got longer. You done twisted it up. Hair is long. Oh my goodness. We got people twisting their hair up. Letting and took her hair down. Took the locks out. And she looking nice over there with the afro. I see her too. Okay.
She wavy out there.
Out here in the streets with the curly suit. Okay, so let's get ready to dive in. We're already 6 minutes in. We definitely want to be able to introduce this to you guys and have a great conversation about it. We won't go too detailed, but we want to say enough so you guys can be able to partake. So, Gouda, do you got any knowledge on tarot cards?
I do a little something. I dabble here and there. You know, I don't profess to be the greatest professor on this matter. You know what I mean? But I do a little something. I test a couple things out. I'm an adventurer, so, you know.
Yeah.
I test the little things out. So I do know. I just kind of throw a question up to the sky, man, and just tell them to bless me, speak to me through the cards. You know what I'm saying? And then I kind of just let them do what they do, and we talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So I let the other side talk to me. I pick up the cards, I read the message they got for me, and I kind of interpret it my way. I feel like I'm in tune a little bit enough to know what they trying to tell me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a communication between me and the other side, or the other, you know what I'm saying, the energy out there that's not myself, but myself. You feel me?
But at the same time, I got you. You're right. And that's a good way to be able to come into the energy, because, like I said, at the end of the day, you don't want to be able to spookify is what I say. Everybody is quick to spookify something if you don't understand it, if you don't know about it. We're quick to be able to put labels on it. We're quick to be able to do certain things. I feel like when it comes to tarot, it's something to be able to open your mind. You have to open your mind. It's a story. I'm not going to go too much in. I'm trying to tell too much. But it's a story about the relationship between, quote unquote, the Fool, Aquarius gang. No, I'm just joking. But shout out to the Fool, and this actual story between the Fool, and as it goes through different energies and things of that nature. It's something definitely I feel that worthy enough to be able to look into, and worthy enough to see how your syncretism, how everything is synced together, and everything has a connection when it comes to the spiritual realm. So what about you, Spiritual Lex? I definitely want to I'll be able to bring you in. Wait, I'm going to save you, Spiritual Lex. Let's go around the panel real fast, because I know you're going to bust us over the head. We got to wait before you bust us over the head. This is her topic, y'all. This is definitely her topic. So let's go first. We're going to go around Love Always. We'll start with Love Always, and we'll work our way around. Working our way downtown. Love Always, you there?
Of course.
Yes. Appreciate you. Without going too much in, because we kind of want everybody's different opinions, how do you feel about tarot? And it's okay if you're not cool with it or any of those things, just letting everybody know now, you can be free. But how do you feel, what's your stand on tarot when it comes to tarot cards?
I mean, a little bit similarly to the astrology, I just feel like it's another tool to help us on these journeys. Like, it could be used as a spiritual tool or a psychological tool, and a couple of other different ways that we're going to hear about in the show.
Okay. That's what's up. We'll give you a little applause on that. All right, let's keep it rotating down it. Empress, we appreciate your energy for coming in. She's definitely new to the crew. What's your take when it comes to tarot cards, Empress, if you're there? I know I'm messing up your name, sorry.
Yeah. It's all right. It's Empress, and thank you. My perspective is, well, first of all, I read cards.
Hey.
So, yeah, I'm a reader, and I definitely think it's a great way to give people insight and guidance, along their spiritual journey, the path that they're on, where they're at that moment, when they come to me for a reading. Okay. So it's definitely, as Love always said, a great tool.
Excellent tool. Appreciate that. It's always good to have people that dive in that and label themselves as a reader. That's someone that's definitely done more than just picked it up a few times and kept it pushing. You know what I mean? So we definitely appreciate you guys' energy on that. What about KK? We got KK in our house. What's up, KK? How you doing? How you feeling?
Hi.
Yeah. I would say the same question to you, just so we can hear different people's expressions. I know you did come up on like a church background and certain things like that. It's just good to kind of hear everybody's opinion and see how it is. How do you feel when it comes to like tarot cards and the knowledge that you do have about it?
Like, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I was gonna start with. Yeah. Like, my first introduction to tarot, I was terrified. I felt like probed, but I felt invaded. But in hindsight, I can see that that was me actually understanding that this is not fairy tales and fiction. Like, this I can feel power. And so, like, I always had like a respect for it, even though I was afraid. But now I don't know much, but I love readings. I love being read. I just want to learn. So that's kind of where I'm at with it now.
Okay. I appreciate it. We definitely can respect your opinion on that. Like I said, it's always when you coming down a certain tunnel, you got to be one of the ones that are quick to not you don't want to be too laser beam on anything, really, in this life. You want to be able to keep it open, and if somebody does have a different type of opinion or a different kind of way, it's best to be able to see, because if you close your fist, you know what I mean, there's nothing you can receive in that moment. So I always tell people all the time, I'm like, what you know about that? What you think you know? Like, tell me what's up. Let me know what's good. But yeah, keep them ears open, because we're here to learn down here, man. We're really here to learn. Okay, so also we got the wonderful Spider Goddess in the house. I see you out there in the streets. Yeah. So I definitely wanted to get your opinion on the topic as well, and see how you feel about tarot cards. I know we've been on BIGO all week kind of talking about tarot, so I have an idea roughly, but I kind of want to just see how you feel about when it comes to just tarot cards, just your opinion on that.
I think the main thing that I want to say is that I never really learned about tarot specifically. Lex and I was just discussing this. Regular playing cards was used for me the very first time that I was read with cards. And then I began to read people with regular playing cards. So I've never exactly had tarot cards, but I feel like card reading period is a beautiful and magical thing, and you could use any kind of card to do so.
Yeah, I love that. All right, let's give that. That's another good idea as well. Kind of going into it, which is definitely spinning into spiritual Lex. Like I said, she does readings as well. She's somebody that's well in tune when it comes to spiritual, different type of forces. Yeah, it did start off as playing cards. I won't go too much in it, but yeah, it did start off as playing cards, and these playing cards had certain type of energy, and then they added some more. I won't go too much in it, but yeah, and then it turned into the world that we have now. So it's a lot of stories. We got some stuff that we'll be showing a little later. I'm not gonna go too much in it. I'm gonna stick to the script. All right, so we got Spiritual Lex in the house. Let's give it up for Spiritual Lex one more time. Yeah. Lady of the crew, we appreciate you. So yeah, so with you, since it's a little bit more detail, I'm not just asking how you feel about it, but if you can give us a little bit of spill of just your relationship with tarot cards, and how did you get involved in it? Like, everybody's not either blessed with the opportunity to see it from a different perspective. So I kind of want to hear, like, you know, your opinion on how did you get introduced into it, and just tell us a little bit about it.
So as my sister Goddess did say, they did originate from the playing cards. The first tarot deck was a Rider-Waite deck. I got like the sample one here. So basically that was made in Italy, okay? But way before then, if you guys remember like the Viking story and stuff like that, in order for them to tell palm was in the way, they used to use runes. So runes was another form of tarot. It's set to stones with like little symbols on them. So tarot is just another deviation, another way of reading. But there's many ways that you can read. People do candle readings, they do water readings, stuff like that. Someone just decided, oh, let me just make a card with words to make it easier.
Yeah.
Okay. I would say to anyone that wants to practice tarot, do it your own way. There's no way you're going to learn 78 cards and all of the definitions and how to put them together straight away. So you always start by pulling a card for yourself a day. Okay? Make your own journal about it and do it that way. Some decks vary. And now you can don't get your decks from Amazon. Now you can get fake decks as well. And it's really a big story that they do say, okay? If you are a reader, you're meant to get gifted a tarot deck.
That is true.
You are not meant to buy your own. You're meant to get gifted, okay?
That's true.
Nowadays, there's modern times, you know, so people want to buy their own. You've got the fancy dancies. This is one deck that went big, right? Because actually it was produced by a black woman. A white woman did illustrate it, okay?
Okay.
But this is the modern witch. Now, this is the reason why we have baby witches now. And there's people that want to be military. They're the easiest decks. They're the ABC.
Okay.
They're the ABC of decks. But you gotta be very careful. You can get decks that smell. Okay. the energy, no matter how many times you try to cleanse them, it's not going to fade because they can hold demonic entities. It's not a thing to be played with if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you say smell, you mean like funky smell?
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, they can smell.
Yeah, you mean actually, smell itself. Yeah, that's crazy. Like somebody putting on the underpits and stuff, and like about to do a reading for you. That's kind of crazy.
It's like a dusty book smell, okay? But it's because it's still holding the energy. When you're doing tarot readings, you need to open yourself to read that person, and then always close yourself after. Because as I said, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Okay? Like any other thing that's called used definition. Whether it's, you usually see when the tarot readers, they have their glass ball and all that shit. They're just accessories most of the time.
Well,
People can read them, but sometimes they're just.
Well, Freshmayne Gouda, he had a quick question, real quick. 1 second.
So when they do have a smell, is it a way to get rid of that smell?
You can sage that baby all you
Sage.
want. Most of the time, bury it, give it back to the earth. Whatever soul wants to hold on to that deck is yours.
Yeah.
It is yours. Take it. That's can't get rid of it, get rid of it.
Wow.
Can't get rid of the smell, get rid of the card. And we bury them. Okay, you would bury them. Anything you don't want, don't put it in a trash can because you're giving it to someone else. That's mean, that's evil.
Yeah,
so
that's
you bury
true.
it, leave it there.
And leave it be. Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you get into it? Like, how did you start getting into with tarots and stuff like that? How did it come into your life?
From younger, I wasn't really taught about the Bible and everything else. It was more tarot. It was more oracle cards. So it was, we call them affirmation cards as well. So every year we'll do a tarot deck reading, but every new year. We used to also do an egg cleanse. I'll talk about that another time. But every year to see on the year through. It was my grandma's thing, right? And then, yeah, it was just normal. It's just always been my thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's kind of crazy. It's like to know that someone's lifestyle is the opposite. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, man. But I'm always interested in that because ones where we came up, super church, and me and Freshmayne Gouda had the church world lifestyle. We was at every service. You know what I mean? And to be able to see it from the opposite side is always crazy. But yeah, man. I feel like what Lex was saying. That's why I wanted her to speak last in that particular question. I feel like you got to be able to see it from all angles. Everything is a spiritual thing in itself. So when it comes to this world, and it's funny that she's saying that even with the cards itself, also things that you wear, from crystals to books to certain things, hold an energy, holds an essence on it, and spirits travel that way as well. We're gonna be having a whole spiritual talk on one of these shows as well, with about 2-3 shows I think from now. But you got to keep in mind that whenever you're opening yourself up in that spirit realm, it's not to be afraid, but just being cautious and being conscious of what you're doing. Why are you coming to this in the first place? What has brought you to this particular path to ask questions? What kind of questions are you asking? And not just the typical questions like everybody talking about money. Like, when am I going to make my money? When am I going to be able to pay my bills? You know what I mean? A lot of us jump into that, and I feel no judgment, but I feel like, it's certain things that we're equipped with. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than just money. You know what I mean, friends? It's deeper than just going there and ask, what about my spiritual relationship or my relationship with my girl? You know what I mean? There's certain things that I feel that you should take advantage of to be able to learn certain stuff about yourself, to be able to fix things or put certain things into place. We have a lot of tools in this life that are used in order to be able to get us in alignment and help us in our alignment. So, like I said, I still rest on that as it being one of the tools that we go, not a crutch, but definitely a tool. Yeah. So let's keep this going. Where we at? We're about at almost halfway. So we're gonna go ahead and do a commercial break real quick. We still are a company, Hitmaker Society. We do film, graphics, games, music, all of the above. So we're gonna do a quick commercial break real quick. We thank you guys for tuning into the Vault on the HMS Network. We talking about tarot cards today, y'all. So we gonna cruise back around and keep this thing populating. All right, stay tuned. Cheers. Okay. We are back up in this thing. Yes, sir, Bobby. And we're alive. We're above the dirt. And sometimes the truth can hurt. It just rhymed. But today we're talking about tarot cards. Something pretty much that a lot of people don't really discuss that much. Every now and then you'll see a few people that you might know that do it, or you might hear of a few. But we noticed today and a couple of days when we've been just talking about it, it's a lot of people that have either taboo type of vibes about it, or not well studied when it comes to tarot cards. I say with you, Fresh, why do you think that people are afraid when it comes to like tarot cards and just that whole vibe? When you start talking about stuff like that, things that are magical, energies, entities and stuff like that, it seems like you get like a whip flash. Why do you think people are like that?
I feel like, honestly, it is to distort, the facts about it, and to keep people from searching into it, A lot of times, certain knowledge was only given to certain people, and for a good reason, you know what I'm saying? When you get to, like Lex was saying earlier, they have fake cards now. So, when you get to having people make fake cards and telling you a fortune that you want to hear, or, this, that, or other, now you kind of tainting the real philosophy behind it. You tainting the information that's being received. So now, it's messing with the path that's being taken as well. So with great power comes great responsibility,
Yeah, you're right. Before we even do anything else, hold on. Let me slow it down for 17 seconds. I had to give a shout out to KK. I know we went on here, we just jumped straight into it, so we're going to make sure we give her a special applause.
Yes.
She get the extended one. Look, she get the extended one. She get the new people and the old people.
Y'all can sit down.
All right, y'all. Come on, KK. All right. They like them some KK. All right. I can't forget my KK. For real. She been out here. She's definitely supporting. Definitely out here in the streets. And she represents the crew. For sure. All right. So we're getting ready to go in a little bit more. So I see we're almost at that halfway point. So I don't want to lose kind of the energy. I'll say the same thing with you. Let's say KK, since we were just talking about it. What would you say, KK, when it comes to why do you feel that a lot of people are afraid? I know you kind of went into it and said how you felt about it at first. What do you think are some of the reasons that you feel people are not quick to go to it and kind of like more hesitant, like, with their foot kind of out, like, why do you think?
Mm-hmm. I think that it's just limiting beliefs, like certain beliefs, like that thing, that practice is inherently evil. So anybody teaching about it, anybody trying to learn about it, anything attached to it in any way is evil. And people's aversion to evil, I think it's one of those cause and effect things. Like if someone taught you that this thing is bad, and like that, like you can do anything, but that's the worst thing. Like like horror stories. Yeah. You're gonna try to run.
Yeah, most people, they gonna run first. If you see a lot of people, especially black folk, you already know how we are. Man. You see a couple people on that side start running this way, we looking like, where we running from?
Keeping it real. That's why I didn't mess with it for a while, honestly. Because I was like, oh no, I don't want no traces of it.
I can't even tell people sometimes that I even know this stuff, man. I can't even say it. You can. But it's just like at the end of the day, once people start knowing that you know certain things, they start judging you. That's just how it happens. Naturally, us as humans, we want to put things in categories, and if you're not able to put it in categories, there's a huge category, which is fear. You just put it in that big room, like it's just, I'm afraid of it.
I ain't messing with it.
But yeah, so we definitely want to go a little bit. Lex, if you can kind of explain just a little bit. I told you we're about like at the halfway point. Can you kind of go in a little bit on the story of the fold itself?
I'm not sure.
Alexa, chill out. Sorry, my bad. Alexa, not you. Not Lexis. Alexa. I'm going to have to change the echo because she was ready to go. She was ready to go. She's trying to be in the show. Anyways, but can you just give us a little bit of the details of like the story of the Fool itself? I don't want to go too much in. You don't have to say the whole story, but just what you know on the whole story about the Fool when it comes to tarot cards.
It was actually during wartime. Tarot cards are not really that old, guys. We're not going back BC. The BC, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're not that old. It was actually brought around. That's what they say, because I really got my own history on it from the slave ships, but we're not going there today.
Yeah.
But it really, because they used to use stones and rats, but we'll go back there. But they were brought out in the times of the war. Hence why in Italy, they were brought out in times of the war. And it was a thing where they was just being played with. You'll see, there was kids just playing with them. And then you had this person that said, you know what, I'm going to make this deck and we can see our destiny. We can see what's to come for us. The first card that was ever made was the Fool. I don't know, you guys may have seen it. It's actually a man, a little dog, and he's on the clip.
Yeah, definitely. I got it right here for the people that can see real quick. We got the Fool real quick. Got him.
You got the Fool.
Yep.
See him out. See him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have had him here, but that card used to scare the hell out.
Yeah.
He's actually literally on the cliff. It's just a bit of indecisiveness, not knowing where we're going, not knowing what's going to happen, how to avoid it and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it's quite easy to read the cards. Did you want to know the so you know how you have Ace of Spades?
Yeah.
Like we have Ace of Swords.
Yeah.
Wands. Ace of Cups. Okay. They got the Pentacle. So it's different majors. You have different majors, and then you have the ones that follow up from it. So it's just like the playing.
Yeah.
Except from each one has a meaning. So you obviously got different numbers, different amounts in the playing cards, same amounts that you're having. Tarot deck.
Yeah.
They have added on, I think, 2 more, which is the High Priestess.
Yes. That's
because you got the Empress. The Empress was for the Queen, but then you got the High Priestess now as well.
Yeah, those are interesting as well. I'm about to say those are interesting as well. And that was one of the things that I did like, about certain things that when it comes to tarot cards, how each card is broken down. It even has its own zodiac sign. Depending on the card itself, it has the rulers, what planet rules over it. It has, of course, the element. Like she was saying, the Fool is an air card. It's also Aquarius. The planet on that one that rules it is Uranus. And then, and so just even keeping that in mind, that these energies are these different forces. And this is the way that I look at it too. It's like I see when you have certain numbers or certain energies that come together in a group, good or bad, it doesn't matter. If they stick together in that sense, it creates its own kind of formula. So I see whenever you have like 52 or 78, that's tarot cards, like 78 cards in there. When you have these kind of numbers that come together, the energy of these cards is what make other energies or other entities able to use that particular formula. It's like if someone builds a nice house and they say it's open for spirits, or if someone builds a place and it says it's open for healing. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that they're able to use in that. And like I said, I've seen it from people using cards. I've seen it, of course, through the prophetic gift of people just talking to people, seeing their life. It's a lot of different ways. Oracle cards as well, and just the regular playing cards. So I thank you for that though, Lex. Definitely giving us a little bit of expertise. Go ahead.
Everyone has their own cards, like their own angel number as well. I would like to highlight that. So if you add your birth date, the age you are, and the year, you could do that every year, and it will give you literally what your year will plan out. So it will give you an idea. You'll get a card. So you add that, and then you subtract it. And then you get a card for the year. That's
a nug. A nug for real, for real.
I have to replay this.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, be like, what's this play again? Let me see that. Yeah, that's good. I love it. So since we going into that, I was gonna say Hemptress. Ah, Lord, I'm gonna get your name.
Hempress.
Hempress.
There you go.
I got it.
There you go.
There you go. You can do this.
There you go.
Hempress.
You got it.
I had a moment. All right, look, we're gonna know your name by the end of the day, for real, for real. All right, so I wanted to kind of go in to the next question with you, just since you do You actually do readings and things of that nature. Can you kind of go lightly in a little bit on how important it is to have certain type of spreads, if you use spreads at all, or just kind of give us an idea of what a spread is?
It's not the noodle spread.
No, we ain't talking about no noodle spread, bro. We talking about spread like they put them out in a certain type of thing. He talking about spread like jail
Hey,
spread.
I'm just asking. Man.
Shout out to the
I'm
people
just
in jail
asking.
that's watching. What's up? Go ahead.
Well, for me, yes, I do use a spread. There are different kinds. You know, some people do like the Celtic cross, which each position means something. You know, the position of the card has a direct meaning to what's going on, and that's the Celtic cross. So they have there's a space for everything, right? And then you have the three cards. Some people do three cards, like past, present, future. I do like a four card. There are some people who do even nine, where they do like the top row is past, the second row is current, the bottom row is future. So I think for me, I just feel like as a reader, what is your energy? How do you get in tune with source, with spirit? Like, what are you guided to do? Because I am not a reader that's guided to do the Celtic cross, but then there are some readers who only do Celtic crosses. You know what I mean? So it's like, what's more comfortable for you to give the best message to the person that you're reading? How are you able to read the cards, assess the cards, and deliver the message that spirit wants you to give to that person? So there's different spreads. Some spreads, people, they put them in a way where they just, each position means something. You know, it's like a question, and then they get the card, and that's the answer. So I just really think spreads are more like customized to the reader. You know, like, what do you want to do? What's the best way for you to deliver the message? And for me, I prefer a four card, which is situation, obstacle, action recommended, and outcome. That's what I do.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate it. Well put. Definitely. Let's give her some applause on that one, for sure. Yeah, man. We appreciate you. Definitely when people are in this realm, let me see, add that into the room. But definitely when people are in this particular business, it is good to know that a key thing that I hear, and we've been talking about this all week, me, Spirit Lex, and Spider Goddess, we've been talking about different people and being led in the spirit. You know, you got to always be led, like you said, with the person itself. That's something that I noticed today. I had a person that actually asked me for a reading, and I told him we'd talk to him a little later, but I had to ask him certain questions because it's different ways we can get to that point. You know what I mean? What are you asking for? Are you asking for a relationship? Are you asking for just finances and certain things? It just depends on that when it comes to me, and that'll let me know what technique, what form I'm going to use, or if not, just to be able to read you in your eyes and talk to you directly like that. So it is good. Key thing that she was saying is making sure that you're led, being led in the spirit when you're dealing with spiritual stuff, period. You know what I mean? Not doing it for the show, not doing it for what we say in the BIGO world, the beans. But being able to be open to that spirit and be led, because like you say, when you're locked in on a certain type of ways or tradition and things of that nature, it always we find ourselves getting trapped. You know what I mean? And now, like she was saying, you only can do the Celtic cross. Like, there's no other way it can happen, and I know that's not to be true. So it's all about the sauce of the person itself. I feel like when you feel a certain thing, definitely got energies. You definitely have guides and ancestors and source of all things right there assisting you to make sure that person gets what they need to do. Because I feel like you talk about in the Bible, if a donkey could be used, then who are you? You know what I mean? You could be used for sure. You can definitely tap in. So that's good. Okay. What about you, Spirit Lex? I was gonna say we talked about the story of the tarot. We talked about the taboos, the different kind of taboos. What's some other knowledge? Just to go in lightly on it, Lex. I definitely want them to hear. What would you suggest for people that are kind of going new in it? What happened? Go ahead.
I want to bounce off. You will always know it. I want to bounce off a Empress quickly when she was talking about using the different spreads, right?
Yeah.
If you're a true tarot reader, spirit You could be there and go through the whole damn deck, because if that person needs to know all that deck and everything that's in their life, that shit needs to be told. Spirit won't let you rest. So there's no way that you could just stick it to one spread.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's like you're just flowing. There's more coming. You'll get jumpers. Now I'll be shuffling and a card will just jump out.
Yeah.
I need to tell you that card.
Yeah.
I'll come tonight.
Yeah.
Couple cards I wanted to say. But yeah, when it comes to the tarot card.
Yeah. The jumpers are real though. Like you say, when you say jumpers, and like she said, you're doing cards in the deck and certain things, and it jumps out. No, it ain't jumper. No, like not Curry. I'm sorry. Let me put it on. So jumper is like a card that randomly jumps out to you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. Leave that girl alone. Like they don't want to hear it. There was one girl. She wanted a reading. As soon as I went to do her the reading, my womb started hurting. Right.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is my womb hurting?
Oh wow.
These cards told me she's a whole prostitute.
Oh.
So I had to say, stop using your vagina. I know you're using your fine feminine energy to get money. Okay? Did ask for our money back. Yeah. You wanted me to lie to you, my money back. You
told her to stop using that. You said stop using it. You need to stop. She's like, you trying to make me lose my money. What you doing? Dang. Man, that goes into the next kind of question, man. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tarot readers can never tell you when you're going to get pregnant. They can give you an insinuation, but we ain't going to be able to tell you that. Otherwise, we'll be doing the lottery every goddamn day. Okay? When it's health, we try to avoid.
They gonna start asking your occupation outside. What you do for a living?
You just what
comes up? Am I lying? Yeah. Unless the health thing comes up, we don't just say, "Oh, we're gonna do a health reading for you." Yeah. Another thing, if a tarot reader inboxes you saying, "Can I do a reading for you?" This, that, whatever, say no. You are meant to go to them to get your reading. They come to you, unless you're with them in person and really have a message for you. But most of the time, it's like no, because they just want that money. They just want that money.
Just trying to get that money, trying to get you. Well, I appreciate that. That's some good news. So yeah, so people that are out here in the streets that are super curious about it, do not be chasing people down. Or it is better for you to go towards them than them coming to you. I had somebody the other day, they didn't even know that I knew about the stuff. But they was trying to give me like a fake reading. We call it a fake reading because it was like, you know, when a person asks you like 3 to 7 things, like, you know, be like, so yeah, so let me know. What do you say? So she was like, no, I didn't want to say he. It was a he, she. Lord, I don't even know what to ask, what to say. But he was like, well, you're from out of town. You're definitely on an out of town type of trip. It was questions like this. I'm like, no, actually, I've been in town for a minute. I ain't been out of town for a minute. You know, like I had to keep countering the whole thing the whole entire time, and it was crazy. It definitely it taught me something to make sure that you don't just open yourself up. We can kind of go into that next with Spider Goddess. She's definitely famous for talking about this, about opening yourself up for just anybody, especially when you're coming in to a vulnerable space of wanting to change or help or move forward, help your family, whatever. You're putting yourself in a position where you're allowing a person to be able to read you. Spider Goddess, can you go a little bit in on that? Like how important it is when you're opening yourself up like a book type of thing, when someone can peek in?
The main thing that I say to people, and I stress this highly, is to realize that when you are saying, can I have a reading, that you are telling someone, can you read my spirit? Okay? And what happens is they are going inside of your spirit, going into the doorways of your mind, and opening up these doorways into your personal universe and how it's constructed. And then they can see things about you and pull them back out and tell you about them. What's happening is they're tapping into places that you could go on your very own if you was more tapped in. Reality, when we allow people that we don't know to tap into us, is that they can do a lot to us without our knowing. They can do things to our energy, our spirit, curse us, put a spell on us, because we've allowed them to go inside of us in a very personal way. Your spirit is everything. So, what I recommend in these things is to be very matter of fact when you're getting these readings, such as Spirit Lex. I am now granting you the permission to give me a reading for 20 minutes and then stop and cut the portal off. If I
Love.
exactify that, if I exactify that, because I don't know this person, because that person could tap back into my spirit later, then I am now making sure that after this is over with, I am closing myself up. And she should do the same because together we're opening up something. And we need to make sure we're cutting that off.
Yeah.
If not, bad things can happen. Thank you.
Yeah. Got you. Got you.
Yeah.
Definitely wisdom.
Got me a couple jewels
So,
today.
a person really don't think about it. Oh, you had to piggyback on that, Lex. What you say? What you said? I was listening.
Nah, it's facts.
uh,
It's real facts.
yeah.
And anyone that's getting a panel reading,
Yeah.
get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
There's no way. I did it once, and I was getting readers for everyone in the comments. Like, Chris, no.
Oh, that's
I was
crazy.
there. Whoever, if you see someone doing readers on BIGO,
Yeah.
and they're in a panel, get the hell out.
You be getting everybody's energy. Yeah, you're right. And that's another thing too. When you're tapping in and praying for people or speaking over someone's life, you gonna pick up signals. If somebody else is in the room and they praying, they might be praying a little harder or meditating in a meditative state. Like you said, it's gonna be hard as hell not to pick up that other people's frequency. And so that way you're gonna be guessing around. You know what I mean, at the same time. But yeah, I was gonna say with you, good. Have you received like a reading before?
Oh yeah. I got some, man.
You got some
Learned
sauces?
some
How did it
deep-
go? How did
I
it go?
mean, for me, a lot of my readings that I've had have been pretty much just affirmations or, you know what I'm saying, reassurance, pretty much that I know what the fuck I'm doing. That's why I be moving how I move. You know what I'm saying? It's like the readings that I've got have told me like, hey man, stop acting like you don't know you ain't that man and do your thing. So, I just take heed to what they say, and I'm trying to get my Dougie on out here, man. You feel
So
me?
he the guy, he don't need no proof.
You hear
boy.
me?
I got you. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we definitely we can definitely be able to go in. We got a little bit more time. We got a little bit more time to go in. Like I said, just kind of going on that. So key things for everybody that's out there watching, that's been watching the show. Like I said, keep your mind always open of different ways that source or spirit can be able to get to you, or different spirits can be able to get to you. It's not always boogeyman and torment and crazy things as well. For instance, when people see like the death card, don't see the devil card or the death card. They're like, oh my God, I'm about to die. Like, what the hell is going on, man? This
They
crazy.
flip the table over and throw it back at you. No, take this
Don't be
card.
like, you
I don't
gonna
want it. I don't want it.
But people got to understand that death card in certain cases can actually mean a new beginning. So a death of an old way.
Death to an old life or
And it can be
something.
death too. Don't trip. But I'm saying you got to keep your mind open when it's certain things in order to be able to get the full results. If you always debunk everything, if you're always looking or focusing on something as it's beneath you or just certain things, then certain things won't be able to teach you. You know what I mean? You got to be a student at all times, even if you know everything. Always put yourself in a position to be able to learn something. You know what I mean? A kid can see something a certain way and ask you a question, and you're a master, but you've never seen it like that. So it's just best to make sure that you're adding the right things to your repertoire. Thank you, good. Yeah, that's what's up. Hempress, one more time. I got your name. I got it. When it comes to how do you feel? Like, does it drive you crazy sometimes when you're talking to people and you might be feeling something or, feeling some type of way with your spirit and all that? I know it definitely when you have the gift or certain things like that, it can definitely have some pros and cons. Can you tell us a few of just the pros and cons being able to have a gift of reading people?
Yeah, the pros are it really helps people. It gives them enlightenment, you can give them guidance, they if once they can see that somebody can see and relate to what it is that they have going on and give them a different perspective on how to look at it, or how to resolve it or whatever, then I mean it's just a helpful thing all around. So to me, just the idea of helping people and giving them guidance showing them different ways to see the things going on in their life. Like that's definitely the all time like one of the pros for me. The cons for me is the energy part because when you're like really do when you're good at what you do and you're serious about what you're doing, it can be you can get drained, and there's certain things that you have to do. Everybody is different. For me, if I don't cover my head and my crown is like open, then it's a lot of pressure for me, and I get a lot of energy. So after, certain amount of reading, I have to, like rejuvenate myself and do some meditation and, listen to certain frequencies and things like that to get myself back on my levels because it's too much energy coming in from, some people. And sometimes if a person is not really, I'm very careful who I read. I don't just read anybody, hey, give me a reading. Like I can't open myself up like that to everybody. So that's having to have a sense of discernment on who to read and that's like one of the cons.
Yeah.
Because I want to help everybody. I want to.
Yeah.
But if spirit says no, then it's a no.
You can't play with it like that. Yeah, that's for real. And that's a law. When I say at the end of the day, I was gonna be able to go into that. It's getting too late, but that's a law whenever it comes to the spirit as well. I would notice just kind of telling y'all a little bit of my history in the past. I would have once upon a time I was having prayer lines and praying for people and the whole nine. But one of the things I would notice is whenever you're getting into that spiritual realm, when you're getting into that, if you're not there or have someone there with you, like either the one you're with or prayer warriors, you got to have somebody that's there to be able to help rejuvenate yourself because it's like she's saying, it's a super training thing. When you're dealing with people's life, you're tapping into a person, you know what I mean? You're feeling their energy. I felt like crying at times. I felt when someone lost their parents, you know what I mean? I ain't lost my parents, you know what I mean? So it's like, why am I feeling some type of way? I hugging my mom all extra, you know what I mean, and stuff. But it's something that you have to know that it is a gift that is a blessing and a curse at the same time. So you got to just make sure that you're tending to yourself and you're surrounding yourself around people as well. Hopefully you're not alone out there. Hopefully you're not by yourself and just doing it. Hopefully if you are, you're a superhero. That's what's up. We give you a little bit of that, for sure. But at the end of the day, you definitely want to make sure you have a team with you and people that are conscious of your gift as well. That's a whole other thing in itself. If a person knows that you got the gift and they know that you got this ability, as soon as you're done, they should be owning it, as well, and vice versa. You know what I mean? We should constantly be looking to help each other in that sense. And sometimes we'll lose it because we're so at awe, at the moment. You know what I mean? You have the moment, you have the spirit, stuff like that. Auntie is popping, she talking. You know what I mean? But sometimes we'll lose that whole thing about replenishing yourself. So I definitely would say, people, it's not a game out here in the streets. When you're dealing with certain things, just making sure your spirit is in a good space. Make sure you feel it first, even if you're asking for someone to read and do certain things. If someone is out here volunteering just to read, I wouldn't recommend it, but you can be led in that time. So, hey, if you feel it, you feel it. But I definitely feel that I want to be able to bring more topics like this up of different aspects and different ways for us to, tap into the spirit. At the end of the day, you got to be able to tap in. You got to be able to stay connected. You got to stay connected. And there's different ways that mana, what we would say, or that word, or what we would say, or magic, or what we would say,
check your
can be able to hit you.
Your vibrations.
So what was you saying, Gouda? You saying checking your vibrations?
Yeah, basically just checking your vibration. You know what I'm saying? Your chakras and all that. They vibrate on a certain wavelength. So you just being able to tap in and see what that is, what direction things are going.
Tap in. Okay, so it's looking like we got a little bit more. We want to go around one time of everybody, at least one last time, just to kind of get a general question on put the icing and the frosting on this cake. Like I said, this is a light one. We didn't go no full-fledged reading and stuff like that. I did want to go down what the cards are, but it's 78 of them things. That'd be 78 minutes on each one, for real. But I definitely want to kind of go down the line. We'll start with Love Always, and then we'll go to Empress, and then KK, Spider Goddess, and then we'll end with Lex. Just kind of just where you stand at now. If there was any nugs that you got in our conversation now, if you're still in the same place, it doesn't matter. It's not like a right or wrong question. I just kind of want to feel where you guys stand now when it comes to tarot, and if you got anything for someone that is in a similar place that you were, a message for them real quick, you can pass that message on. We'll start off with Love always, while she getting her beans.
I'm thankful, first of all, and I definitely picked up a few little gems. Definitely about the origins, and also the part about the fact you're not supposed to actually purchase your deck. I was not actually aware of that, but the deck that I do have was gifted to me, so that was just an awesome little thing I picked up.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
thankful for that.
Good. Okay, cool. We go down the line. We got Empress. You can just give her either some words of wisdom in a sense because you're already in that field, or something that made a stud out to you.
Well, for me, I just feel like if people, they should just give it a chance, be kind of open-minded. If you don't want to get a reading, that's fine. I would say just don't be so closed-minded to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And for people who, read for other people, just make sure that, your spirit is clean, and your heart is good, and, you're doing it from a good place and not just for, any other reason besides to like be helpful.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we picked all these people. Definitely. Shout out to Takumi. He's definitely been helping us out behind the scenes, and yeah, moving on up to the east side. All right, and then we got KK. If you had anything to say on that, on the topic itself, shouting out to somebody maybe thinking about talking about it, or telling them to run from it. Say, hey, run, go the other way. However you feeling, KK, how you feel?
I definitely would not say run. I would say if you feel any sense of curiosity toward it, go off that. That's not something that nobody put there. It's not the oogie boogies just trying to put some stuff in don't trip. Just follow your curiosity, because my belief is that that's spirit urging you on. Like, hey, maybe, and that's been my experience. So like, where I'm at with it now, I'm super interested in learning more about it. And I learned a whole lot sitting here on this channel. So
that's what's up. Appreciate you. We'll just ease on up the road. The Spider Goddess. Anything you had to say to the people? Just a little last words, last remarks, or something that you might have got from the show.
Basically, I'm gonna keep it brief. We have touched bases on this very briefly, but when you're getting on social media apps and you see a public reading happening, and you yourself might be thinking of this, I want you to think of the energy that could bring. I think that I just want to tell everybody to get private readings. If you feel there's something that's ailing you and you just can't get rid of a thought and you feel you need guidance from someone, do a little bit of light research on the individual as well. Don't just accept random readings. And if you're doing it on public platforms like this, it's very dangerous to the spirit. So if you're not heavily protected, it's not a wise thing. That is all.
Okay, appreciate you. And then Spiritual Lex, last but not least, any pointers, any suggestions, whatever, however you're led to be able to go. I want to hear what you have to say.
First thing you do, you ask your tarot reader who bought your deck. You have to be very blunt, okay? You have to ask them, do you believe in this shit? Or are you just trying to test it out because you're at the last brink of your life? You have to really know. I always I don't really tap into the person. I tap into their spirit guides straight off. I tap into their grandma, whatever spirits around. That's who I tap into. And most of the time, I can tell this person ain't even believing what I'm doing right here. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So I go back and forth with spirit guides. I leave it like that. Cut, clean throat. That's where it is. as I said before, analyze the reader. Don't just, what sis said, don't just go into the live and be like, oh, can I get a reading? Analyze the person for a little while. See what they talk about. Know their history. Know how long they've been doing it for. See their reviews. Okay?
Yeah.
I always offer out. I've been doing this 7 years as a business wise. So people read my reviews, see how you feel, come back. Also, if someone is doing a long reading for you, I usually tell someone to pick up a tool. The tools that we have are crystals. If they want to be connected with their ancestors, I tell them to pick up something of that loved one that's passed over, just as their form of protection. Do you get what I mean? We are dealing with the spiritual realm as well as here. So it's like doing a Ouija board and just closing off. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's not as deep as a Ouija board, but some people are very open and they are vessels, as Empress was saying, where their third eye is fully open. Just a gateway. You open yourself up, boom, letting them all in. So make sure you're protected as well. You as the reader and you as the person receiving the reading. Protection, always.
Well, we appreciate it. Well, we thank everybody for attending this show. This was definitely a good show. The purpose of it, again, let's give a round of applause to everybody. Give yourself applause. Everybody on there. Yeah, this is definitely the point of this entire thing was definitely to make sure we bring some light, to shed some light on it, these different tools and certain things that we're going to be able to go in. The next show is going to be on it's magic versus magic. So we're going to be talking about the magic, actual magic, and then we're going to be talking about like, rabbit out the hat type of trick, and see what the similarities and all that stuff is. So everybody debunks and tries to talk about magic in its sense, but most of the time it's because they're referring to the latter, which is magic. So yeah, that's going to be definitely fun, a fun episode. So make sure you tell a friend. We're going to get ready to say our shout outs real quick. We got myself. I go by Blic333 on Instagram. You can find me on social media. You can also find our company. We are HMS. That's WEARE HMS. You can see that. YouTube, you're already watching, so you already know what's up. HMS Network or HMS Casting if you're on BIGO. And then we'll go down the line. So we got Love Always. Love Always, real quick, we push for time. So we got Love Always. Did you have any other avenues for people to reach you? Love Always?
Instagram, Love Always. BIGO, Love Always. Just Love Always.
Okay. And we love you always, for sure. And then Empress, do you have any other places where people can be able to contact you, or they might want a reading or something as well?
Yeah, I'm pretty much Facebook, Instagram, and BIGO. It's Empress.
Okay.
You can start with that. Get you to me, no problem.
I like when it's easy.
Thank you.
Super easy. That's what's up.
Right.
And then what about you, KK?
Oh, no, I feel bad. Mine's not super easy.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you can find me on BIGO at Foxy K, BIGO ID, Afrolicious K. On Instagram at Thursday, THBRSDAI, Thursday. If you spell it like that, I'm the only person that's going to come up because nobody spells that shit like that.
Got it. All right, for sure. We appreciate you also for the show. And then what about yourself, Spider Goddess?
You can find me right here on the BIGO app. Spider Goddess, BIGO ID, Water Witch. Thank you.
Got him. And then Spiritual Lex, what about yourself? How can these people contact you?
You can find me on Instagram at spirit_Lex. Click on my bio and everything will come up. Also purchase my book on Amazon, guys. Start of the year, get your shadow work done, okay? You can also, my website's updated now as well. Go on there. I've got freebies.
Got it. Shout out to the work. We're working on our commercial as we speak. Okay. And last but not least, before we end the show, we're going to have Freshmayne. Please don't forget the Gouda. He might have an announcement for you real quick.
Man, stretch them bitches out, left, right, up, down, all that good shit. Shake them all about for your boy. Man, get to the computer. Wherever you listen to music, type in FRESHMAYNE. That's all. One word, man. One word. Space bar for your boy. Going to GOUDA that thing. Something like the cheese, man. Turn that shit up one time. Slap it for me. If you dig it, slap it 2 times. If you really did that shit, download it 1 time for your boy, man. Yeah, I need 1,000 of you people to go on and download that shit for your boy so we can get charted out there. I go to the BET Awards, you coming with me.
Hey,
Fuck
we
with
gonna
your
be
boy.
on BIGO in the BET
Hell's
Awards.
up, gang, gang. Now, if you just looking to talk to your boy, get a couple of jewels, man, holla at me on Instagram. I talk back, man. Freshmayne Gouda, FRESHMAYNE. Hit the underscore for your boy, GOUDA. Yay.
And we are good. We appreciate you guys for tuning in again. Another successful episode of The Vote. I am Cedric Blickman, your boy. We up in here. And we appreciate everybody. Appreciate Letty Let in the background always. And yeah, we are in this thing. We love y'all. Tune in next time. Next Thursday, 8 p.m. Don't be late. Magic versus
Bloody lad.
we got you. We love y'all too, YouTube. And BIGO.
Yeah.